Okay, guys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you tuning in, coming on this live. It's took a minute to get this set up, I'm not gonna lie, but tonight I'm gonna be covering everything around goal setting, manifestation, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, everything like that. So if you can hear me and you can see me loud and clear, do me a favor, drop me a 1 in the chat. I can see on here the chat, I can see everything setting up from this side. Good stuff. I can see the ones coming in, I can see the laptop down here. Good to go. If you can do me a favor, share this into your group chats, share this into wherever you should be sharing this. This is the first time I'm going to do a live whiteboard session. So this could go anywhere. I'm going to apologize in advance for if I make any of you feel a certain type of way. That is never my intention, but you never know where this is going to go. So for those of you, watching this right now, what I would love is if you can just share with me a couple of things that you're struggling with when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to goal setting, when it comes to making money, when it comes to discipline. Because what I'm going to share with you tonight is some of the things that I've learned along the way that have really, really helped me become successful in the online space. My name is Bradley. For those of you who don't know me, I've been in the financial markets for 9 years, but I've actually been in the entrepreneurial space since 2011. And I was very fortunate to get introduced to the space so early on by the likes of Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale, some of the best in the space. And tonight, I just want to share with you a few little hints and tips and things, that really, really helped me. So make sure you've got a notepad, make sure you've got a pen. Tonight is not going to be about trading. I need you guys on these calls when you come onto mindset to get rid of the trading mindset, the trading psychology, because what I'm going to share on these calls is things that you can do as a human being to get better. Those of you here to get better at trading on this live right now, you might as well dip out. I'm not going to teach you how to buy and sell. I'm not going to teach you how to layer. I'm not going to teach you how to do the basics that I can train a 4-year-old to do. Buying and selling is not hard. Following instructions is not hard. It's the mindset and the psychology that allows people to become successful. So I'm going to draw something that really never really resonated with me, but it's a bit of a stick man, if you will. And I need you to look at this here because this is, I don't know if you guys can see this. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see this, okay? Fantastic, we can see it. So I need you guys to understand that this is you, okay? This is you. You're a human being, or you're a soul, your energy, your frequency inside of a physical matter. So right now, you're a physical human being. We've got skin, we've got limbs, we've got arms, we've got body, we've got this, we've got that. And we have 2 parts to us. We have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, okay? This is then impressed upon actions, which equals results. Most of you might not understand what this means. I'm going to do the next drawing a little bit bigger so that you can see it. But our conscious thoughts are then impressed upon our subconscious mind, and then we take action on equals the results. So I need you guys to think of this in scenario basis. What do you think about, speak about, do on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis that makes you the person that you are today? Because most of us don't take into consideration the super basics. This is you as a child, okay? You don't have a conscious brain. You don't think as a child. As a child, you're information overload. You're getting things put into your body, into your brain, into your environment every single day. So as a child, your subconscious is absorbing everything. So I need you to think of the environment that you were in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of age. You had 14, 15, 16 years of subconscious brainwashing to make you feel a certain type of way. When you're a child, for those of you who are guys right now, maybe some of you girls, right, understanding that once your parents used to tell you to jump on the coffee table, pretend you were Superman, Superwoman, whatever it is, but then all of a sudden, you get told at a certain age to get off of that because you might hurt yourself. So then there's a layer put into your way where you can no longer do what you were doing before. You're not getting told off for the thing. So your brain thinks, all right, wait a minute, I can't now do that, which once my family member told me that was safe. And a lot of you might be thinking, well, Bradley, how does this impact my day-to-day life? How does it impact trading? How does it impact, my money? Why does this impact certain things? It's because if you understand that there's these layers put into us day by day, You can't do this. Your grandma tells you this. Your granddad tells you this. Your auntie and uncle tell you that. Your boss tells you this. Someone else tells you this. All of this stuff then forces you to become a certain type of person. So if we look at what we're told on a day-to-day basis, we're listening to news, we're listening to the radio, we're listening to friends, we're listening to things and people who aren't in the position that we want to be in. Yet we take this and we put this into like almost a thinking mind, if you will. The conscious takes this information in, and when you understand that the conscious mind has the ability to reject, if you will. The subconscious doesn't. The subconscious cannot reject. It will take in everything that you give it. So if you understand that the conscious mind that you're thinking, if I tell you now the sky is, fucking red. The sky is red. You'll look at it and go, no, it's not, it's blue. So the conscious mind can take decisions and be like, yeah, that's wrong, that's right, that's wrong, that's right, that's wrong. We have, all of the five senses. We have all of the other senses above that we don't get taught. And if you understand as a human being, we have higher faculties that we don't use on a day-to-day basis. So if you understand the programming that you're getting from such a young age, from the moment you're in the womb to when you come out to every single thing afterwards, the conscious thoughts that you have are going into the subconscious, and it makes you who you are. And this might sound weird to a lot of you. You might think, well, how do my thoughts make me a certain type of way? But it's because the subconscious here, it cannot reject. It'll take everything that you give it as gospel truth. So that's why I say to you guys on here, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm this. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm that. Like, I literally write this every single day. I write, I am so happy and grateful now that I am X, Y, Z. Right? I write this every single day, and it's things that I do not have. So I'm talking about buying jets, buying helicopters, buying yachts, doing this, buying care homes for Alzheimer's dementia, building dog sanctuaries. I'm saying that I already have this. I am now that. So if I understand this and I'm seeing this every single day, I'm programming myself to understand I already have all of these things. How do you think that in less than 2 years, and I saw Rory comment on this, right? Rory commented earlier on, in less than 2 years, I have hit nearly 80% of the goals that I set out to do years ago. Buying the car, the dream girl, 2 dogs, owning a podcast studio, playing poker with amazing people, lifestyle, going on yachts, all of this stuff that I envisioned and spoke about years and years and years and years and years. And the reason for this is, if we understand, and I don't want to go too deep into this type of stuff too much, but if we understand this word here, believe, or we can go into belief, right? For those of you who've seen me talk about this before, it's so powerful. I will never lie to friends, to family, to loved ones, to people that I like, know, and trust. But I will lie to myself every single day. So some of you might think, well, Bradley, why would you do all of this stuff when you can't feel it, you can't smell it, you can't taste it? If I said to you right now, close your eyes, and I want you to do this, and I want you to imagine your favorite dish. I hadn't had fish and chips in a while. So if I had got you to close your eyes and picture fish and chips, a big crispy cod, loads of nicely, thick and crispy chips, gravy, salt, pepper, vinegar, curry sauce, whatever it is that you want, your sensations will soon start to make your mouth water. It'll make you imagine it. It'll make you visualize it a little bit more. It'll make you think, wow, okay. So if we understand that the brain is the most powerful thing in the world. You can literally do and have whatever you want. You just have to feed it the right information. You have to lie to yourself enough every single day to make your brain truly believe that you can have chips up gravy. Exactly. I know some of you will be on my vibe. You can have whatever you want. So this is you. There's information coming in all over the place from your conscious mind that you have the ability to accept or reject, accept or reject. For me, I don't allow people into me that are bringing negative vibes. So anyone who's bringing negativity, that will never come into here. It'll be an instant no. I will never let that into my conscious thoughts. Do I have some days where I think I want to smash people's faces in? 100%. But again, I'm working on that. It's just a little bit of anger. So if we understand that we're having negative vibes, negative thoughts, negative people, negative conversations, negative things happening over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, some of that you're going to allow in. And it's going to slowly become a very, very small part of your subconscious. Along with everything that you've learned up until I'm 35. So I've had 35 years of programming to allow me to get to a point where I am right now. I'm very fortunate that this was nearly 15 years ago. So I was 20, 21 when I got involved in this industry. So the last good part of my life, the last 15 years, has been good programming. It's been positive, right? So if you understand in this space that you have to be around people who are feeding you good energy, you have to be around people who are giving you good energy, good vibes, good conversations. They're talking about progress, not people. That is the problem that we have in a lot of today's world, where you're surrounded by people who truly don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you become better. They don't want to see you thrive. They don't want to see you get to the next level. So the easiest thing to do is to tear you down. And I can see right now the numbers have gone from 116 down to 80. So 20-something% of people came onto this call wanting to hear how to take a trade, how to press buy and sell, how to maybe make more money. But what they don't understand is that this is the key. This is why Bob Proctor, who was my old coach and mentor for 6 years before he passed away, that's why he studied Think and Grow Rich. So if you understand think and grow rich, it doesn't say work hard and become rich. It doesn't say do this and become rich. It says think and grow rich. And rich to you can be whatever it means. It doesn't have to mean monetary. It can be time-wise. It can be energy. It can be something else. Whatever rich means to you doesn't always have to equal a dollar amount. Rich in love, rich in relationships, rich in friendships. Like, what does rich mean to you? Right below this, what rich means to you. Because I think this is powerful. If people understand this, rich doesn't always have to equal money. Wealth is money. So like, I want to become wealthy in knowledge, wealthy in relationships, wealthy in life, wealthy in business, wealthy in bank account. All of that stuff, because my subconscious is constantly getting fed positive every single day. I listen to the Earl Nightingale Stranger's Secret daily. I read chapters of Think and Grow Rich. I'm constantly feeding my brain how to become a better version of myself. So if you look at what you're setting yourself up to do to feed the subconscious, most of you are doing nothing. And this is why your results in every area of your life sucks. And again, I don't want to sound too harsh on these calls. But when I look at this game, I'm going to write the word loser. Okay? I will typically see someone who claims to be a loser at Forex, right? Who's losing at Forex, typically doesn't have any area of their life mapped out. They don't have relationships on point. They don't have their bank on point. They don't have their income on point. They don't have their house on point. So all of this is in fucking Loserville, dire straits. Their house is a shithole. Their income's absolutely diabolical because they don't manage all of the other areas of life. So if you take care of your house, your income, your relationships, you take care of your health, getting your steps in every single day is easy to do, yet we don't do it. The things that are free to us, we don't exercise and do. Right? So if we take these bits here, you're a loser in every area of your life, and you want this to work. You want Forex to be the thing that makes you the person, that makes you money, that makes you get out of the situation that you're in right now. Yet every other area of your life is bullshit. Make that make sense. You want something that is a $7.6 trillion a day industry to come in and help you when you can't help yourself in any of these other situations. How many of you on this call right now? There's 93 of us on. How many of you hate your job? Type "I hate my job" in the chat. How many of you are in relationships or friendships with people that you know they don't serve you? Type "bad relationships." And this doesn't mean your partner, your loved one. It can just be people around you that when you go for a coffee, when you go, to that person, you know you shouldn't be there. You know you shouldn't be spending time with them. Yet it's a routine, it's a discipline that you've got yourself into over time, and you're like, man, I don't like this. So you're the person who is creating consistent patterns in your life, which makes you a fucking loser in all areas. And I say this with love, right? Because I've been there. I've been around people who they've got what it takes to get to the next level. They're just stuck in a rut. They're stuck in a position where they're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. So like your goal for this call might not be to make money from Forex. Might not be. Your goal might be to start walking. It might be to fix the relationship that you've got with a loved one. It might be to buy a dog. Who fucking knows? But set your intentions of what it is that you truly want to achieve, because the parts of your life that you're struggling in, we're all here to make money, right? Write in the chat if you're not here to make money. If you're just on this call for the willy-nilly of it on a Monday night, you're just here to observe. If you're here to make money, say, I'm here to make money. And again, those of you watching, participate in this. You might feel like weird little things. But that's why when you sing happy birthday, yada, 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 it's a spell. When you're saying things out loud, life and death's in the power of the what? The tongue. So you need to be careful of what you say out loud. I'm very, very conscious of what comes out of this. I'm very conscious of how I speak. I'm very conscious about how I articulate things, because I understand this. What I put out into the universe, trust me, it comes back tenfold. So if I'm talking shit about someone, you best believe that comes back tenfold. But if I'm shining light on someone, I'm giving people praise, I'm giving easily and effortlessly. Yesterday, me and Katie went to the local shop near us. There was a homeless guy sat out there. I pulled up in my Ferrari. He had a dog. I'm scrambling around for change. Katie goes, just give him a 20. I had like a couple of €100 and a spare 20 in my pocket. My brain is saying, fucking hell, like, wonder if I can go inside and get 2 10s or a 10 and 2 5s. She's like, just give him a 20. It'll come back. That's the mindset. I'm not saying start giving random homeless people 20 quid, 20 quid, 20 quid, 20 quid, 20 quid, because you won't have any left, right? Because there's a lot of homeless people around, especially if you're in Leeds. But I had to understand that that was a different reprogramming mentality that I needed. I give easily and effortlessly. I spend freely. That's something that I want you guys to get into your head. Is a lot of people are scared to invest. They're scared to spend money. They're scared to put money onto something that might not work. But what if it does? I used to spend money on Bob Proctor, coaching, coursing, mentorship things, traveling the world to meet cool people, like-minded people that could help me build my business, that could help me get to the next level. It used to cost me money, a shit ton of it. But all of that foundation work, all of that trench work that I did early doors, that allowed me to be here in 2025, making good money, having a great lifestyle, with the perfect girl, the dream dogs that I've always wanted, being able to call my mum and say, listen, I'm coming home tomorrow, and not have to think about the cost of a flight. My dad needs money, no worries, I can send you that straight away. The freedom that you get once you master this is game over. Because your brain doesn't have a fucking clue what is going on day by day. You're listening to the wrong people, you're speaking to the wrong people, you're having conversations about the wrong things, and then you're wondering why this isn't taken care of. It's because the universe is listening to what you're saying day in, day out. It's listening to how you're speaking all the time. Like for those of you who watch this enough, I used to call myself a fat cunt all the time. I used to look at myself in the mirror and go, fat cunt, fat cunt. Kate was like, why are you saying that? I was a little bit overweight. Since then, I've lost 14 kilos. And when I'm telling you, nothing changed. Went to the gym a couple of extra times, but the weight just started falling off. I was like, this is weird. And I was like, actually, no, it's not. Because once I aligned myself with the version of me that I wanted to become here, the actions day by day started changing, which means the results followed. So I was talking about becoming the best, the fittest, the most affluent version of myself. How did I look in my head in a suit? How would I turn up in my new Laura Piana custom suit with my new loafers on, with a nice watch, getting out of my Ferrari? How would I feel if I was my best true self? The fittest version of me, the most wealthiest I've ever been. How would I feel? And I'm telling you right now, I've just got goosebumps. I feel fucking good every day. So you best believe when I pull up to a meeting, doesn't matter what I'm wearing, the confidence already shows that I've stepped into the room. And I need every single one of you who are watching these calls to start becoming that version of you. Step into the man or the woman that you want to be. Don't take no shit from anyone. You're God's highest form of creation. Every other fucking thing on the planet, when you look at a cow, you look at an ant, you look at every other animal, they are governed by a parameter. They can only go in this little box. You're taught to believe to stay in this box, to go to school, to get a good education, to get a wife or get married by 30, to have kids, to work until you're 67 now, to retire, to have a good life. That is bullshit. I don't want to fucking wait till I'm 67 to start to enjoy myself. Some of you on here, you're waiting for the things to happen. You're waiting for life to come to you. You're waiting to take action. You're waiting for the lottery to come off. You're waiting for extenuating circumstances to come in and give you what you need. That's why some of you on this call are waiting for an autocopier. You want the easy way out. You want the quick diet pill to help you lose weight, rather than getting in the fucking gym and grafting, watching what's going in your mouth. So like every single thing of who you are, what you're about, what you represent as a person, as a man, as a woman, who is that? Like I need you on these calls to start writing this shit out. Because I'm telling you, once you understand this stuff, This is what's helped me make a lot of this. This is my brain. I'm feeding this from all angles, when I'm awake, when I'm asleep, when I'm driving, when I'm having conversations. All of this is getting fed every day, which helps me make money, helps me make the right decisions. It helps me be thinking faster. Some of you take decisions too long. You're not making enough money. You're not making enough action, right? I'm just going to read some chats on here. If any of you guys have got any questions while we're on here as well, let me know. I'm happy to answer some of these. Facts. And this is the thing. I understood all of this stuff. And I'm going to write you down 1 second. Let me see if I can just see how this looks on here. It's okay. It's a bit of a mess. But these are some of the things that I understood early on that allowed me to make obscene amounts of money. I understood goal setting, A, B, and C type goals, right? Yes, I do. Someone's just asked this. Do you have a goal card in your pocket like Bob Proctor? Yes. I have my affirmations written out. It's actually over there on my thingy. I've got a little gold card. I'll put a picture of this in if anyone wants to see it. It says, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am. So happy and grateful now that I am. I also have a physical written. A lot of you want to put your goals on technology. I need you guys to listen to this. I need you to go study it. Write the vision, make it plain, so he who sees can run. I never understood this scripture at all. It took me a long time to understand it. I used to be the person who wasn't serious about writing things. I was sat next to people at conventions and I'd feel a bit goofy, writing my A, my B, my C type goals. This is just what I know I can achieve, what I think will be a bit of a push, and what is almost like fucking pipe dream. Bob Proctor used to teach, write these heavily. Now, the stuff that used to be pipe dreams, I have. I drive. I get in daily. I go to working daily. So like this type of stuff here, it works when you work. So if we understand that life and death is in the power of the tongue, scripture is what has been happening since the fucking Egyptians. They used to scribe on everything, papaya, whatever it was. They used to scribe on all the walls to tell their story, to tell their narrative. Some of you are too scared and hiding all of your stuff. I don't know if Katie does because she's heavily into this, but some of my house is like a shrine. You would come to my house and you think, wow, this guy's a bit weird. My goals are everywhere. What it is I want to, in fact, I think it's on the back of here. It is. I've got my current monthly goals, my monthly minimum that I'm happy with. There's a lot of other stuff on there. I'm not going to turn it around. And this is one thing that I want you guys to get good at. Stop telling people what you're going to do. You will hear a lot from me, my future thoughts, but you'll never hear my biggest goals. I don't like to tell you what I'm doing. I'd rather show you. So a lot of you didn't know that I was opening a cafe until I'd already signed it. A lot of you didn't know that I was about to start doing poker nights with high net worth entrepreneurs until I put it on my story. A lot of you didn't know I was buying the car till the day that I posted about it. So when I talk about the jets, the yachts, that type of stuff, these are here. They're now B-type goals because I know I can attain them. So I have to do this every single day. I have to master my discipline. I have to master what goes into my brain. I have to master becoming the best version of me every single day. So if you listen to Earl Nightingale, Strangest Secret. every day. I would challenge some of you guys to see how long you can do that for every morning without skipping a day. Mine was 11 months, 26 days. And I fucked it up the day after Boxing Day. Because I was sick. My old coach and mentor said to me, I bet you can't listen to this every day for a full year straight. I did 11 months and 26 days. I could almost recite you verbatim what gets said in here. Study the greats. Study people who have made money. I can only sit and teach you how to make the amount of money that I've made. I can't teach you to make £1 more because I've not done that. I will never ever sit here on these calls and talk shit and try and teach you something that I've never done. I will only ever do that up to the level, the standard that I've ever hit. I'm just going to read these. Do I have a gold card? Yes. How to stay consistent with mindset. This is top quality. Baby blue land. Yes. Okay. Good question. So someone's just asked, is the baby blue Lambo still on the list? Yes, it is. But from a branding perspective, and I want you guys to stay with this, when my name comes into your mouth or into your thoughts, and again, there's a lot of you on this call, and you can be honest. When the word Bradley Marchant comes into your mouth, what do you think? What's the words that come to your mouth or come to your brain or come to your thoughts when the word Bradley Marchant is said? I want you guys to be honest. You can write this in the chat. Successful, inspirational, persistent, top guy, Yorkshire. What would people say about you? What would people say if your name came into their mouth? In my head, me buying the Ferrari, wearing the Laura Piana suits, not driving a baby blue Lambo like every other Forex guy does. I want this to be about wealth. I want to show you how to build true generational wealth. I want to show you how to make money, but more importantly, how to keep that, where to invest, how to keep your money working for you. If I'd have got this, now I would have been like every other Forex wanker out there. They make some level of money, they buy a Lambo. They buy this, they buy that. They start buying $7,000 Louis Vuitton t-shirts. To me, that is not good. I want to teach my followers, the guys who are on the journey with me or on the path with me, I want to teach them how this stuff here can build you real generational wealth. I've just rented out my Ferrari for 6 days this month. So in 2.5 years' time, this will be paid for by other people. I will then use the money generated from the Ferrari to buy another car. And this will be a Bentley GT or a Porsche. I will then use the money from these to buy real estate in the world. So then this, once it's built, will feed me more money to build back into my wealth, to then buy a care home, to then buy a dog sanctuary, to then buy my mum my dream home, whatever it is that I want to do. Most of you are living, spending, thinking for the now. I'm telling you now, 2 years ago, I couldn't afford my rent. So 2 years ago, 2023, I couldn't afford rent. I was behind 3 or 4 days every single month. Couldn't afford to pay. And then all of a sudden, the shift happened. I wasn't aligned with my true self. I wasn't aligned with everything. I was missing certain elements of Bradley Marchant that was going to allow me to get to that next level. Because if this money would have come in the 2020, 2021, 2022 version of me when I was partying, none of this would have happened. And I don't sit on these calls to talk about Ferraris and suits and real estate and stuff like that to impress any of you. It's more to impress upon you that you can literally have whatever you want. You can become whatever you want. You just have to start thinking like that person. So if you spend the next 1 year becoming that best version of you, if you spent that 1 year mastering the discipline, mastering your mindset, speaking out loud every single day what you truly want versus what you don't. I've started catching myself when I say certain things. So I say something, this is me speaking, I then have to reject that and then reaffirm, and I say delete. I then delete that out of my vocabulary. I delete that out of the universe. I catch myself thinking, oof, shouldn't say that, delete. If Katie says something, I say delete. She goes, delete. My friends will say delete. So imagine you're surrounded by people who check you when you say something. When you say something that doesn't align with your future self. Imagine if you had all these people around you going, no, 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 I shouldn't say that. Don't say that. No, no, no. Don't say that. Whoa, that's not you. Imagine how much further ahead you'd be in 1 year's time. So that's why with inside Traders Kingdom, Gold Trading Community, Trading with Freedom, whatever I'm going to rebrand it next, which is Trading with Freedom. That is why this, for me, mindset psychology is so important. Because I don't just want to teach you how to make money from Forex. That's the byproduct. That's the vehicle. That's what's going to allow you to do the other stuff. It's what's going to allow you to have the freedom. So if I only teach you how to buy and sell, how to put pending orders on, how to do this, how to do that, if I only teach you the basics of trading, but I don't teach you all of this other stuff as well, when you start making money, you'll lose it. And most of you won't be able to handle the loss. A lot of you will go into a negative place. You'll have deep, dark thoughts. You'll think the only way out is a certain way. Because what will happen is the money will scale to a certain amount and you'll lose it all. I've seen it happen time after time after time after time after time after time and again and again and again. Right? So like if you understand in this game that you're here to do more than just press buy or sell. You're here just more than to learn how to make a little bit of money online. I'm going to teach you how to become the best version of yourself so that when you make money, everything else will fall into place. That you have to become that version of you first before everything else shows up. You can keep knocking at all the wrong doors, trying like I was. And eventually I aligned myself with who I was, what I believed. That's why I don't sugarcoat who I am. I don't sugarcoat my words. I don't sugarcoat how I think, how I speak. I'm my real, raw, and authentic self, and I will attract people into my life who also have that vision, who also have that mindset, who also fuck with that. And if that's not you, no dramas. But if it is, and you align yourself with that, and you align yourself with how I'm thinking, how I'm speaking, becoming the best version of you, and almost stepping into that best character, you're in a computer game. Life is a simulation. You just haven't learned the cheat code yet. You're still playing it blindfolded, wondering why you can't get out there. The cheat code is this. What are you consciously thinking? What are you reading? What are you listening to every single day that goes into your subconscious, that makes you who you are, which gives you the actions and gives you the results? Master this, everything else is a walk in the park. And that, for me, is how I was able to attain this. Was literally just getting to the best possible version of me every single day. Doing what I can, when I can, to help other people. I don't have to do these calls. I should have been on a flight tonight back home to the UK. I was like, right, I can't miss this. Because I understand that there might only be 70, 80 of you on this call right now. But if just 1% to 2% of you take action, life's going to be very, very good. So guys and girls, not much else coming out of my mouth right now. My brain's pretty spent. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this. If you did, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, do whatever you need to do, because this is the type of stuff that I literally love. Bob Proctor was probably one of the most inspirational people to ever get put in front of my life, to give me the mindset to go out and do everything that I'm able to do today. Just give me that extra level of belief, that extra level of faith. To then now be around billionaires here in Marbella who drive the car, who once were in their presence. It's a different level. So you guys have to go through these full circle moments, start to break some karmic cycles, cut people off out of your life who truly don't deserve to be there. I'm guaranteeing you. And eventually, all of your this for your future self will come back around and it'll thank you. So guys, I want to thank every single one of you taking the time out to jump on here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, fantastic. If you didn't, fuck off. You're going to see me bend down now and end the call. I appreciate you all. But again, I'm going to test this. 67 of you on the call. A few of you have liked it. Sweet. After I press end stream, I want every single one of you to go on there. And I just want you to write, I am so happy and grateful now that I am ... It can be happy, it can be healthy, it can be wealthy, it can be living your best life, it can be living your dream house, it can be doing this, it can be doing that. Just write, I am so happy and grateful now that I am, and your biggest takeaway afterwards as well. So guys and girls, I appreciate every single of you. Have a blessed evening. I will see you in the week for the rest of the trades that are going to go down. Have a blessed night. See you soon. Good night. Deuces.